Hello everyone and welcome back to MixBuzz TV mixing and mastering tutorials on YouTube. A couple of weeks ago we started our new format, a new series in which every episode is divided in two parts, two videos. In the first video I select one of my mixes, give you the links to listen to it, and then you guys can ask any question you want about it, either in the comment section of the first video or on our Facebook and Twitter pages. By the way, make sure you join us in there if you haven't already. Lots of cool things going on our social media. We'll give you everyone the time to submit their questions, and a couple of weeks later there is the second video, the reply video, in which I answer your questions, showing you the Pro Tools mix page, going through the processing and the concepts, the thought process behind the choices for the given mix. If you missed the first video in which I explain how this new format works, make sure to check out the Ask About the Mix video. I will link it here and in the info box down below. But here we are with the answers to your questions. We received many, so in order to keep the video at a reasonable length, I grouped the questions by subject. I tried to reply to all your questions in one video, but it turned out to be very long, so we decided to make and upload several shorter videos, one for each question/subject, so that they are easier to watch and to navigate, and also they make sense for those who are not following the whole series. Also, there are going to be playlists, so you can follow the whole series easily. Make sure you check the playlist section in the channel. In this video, we take a look at the mix layout quickly and we answer the first questions, which were about the vocal effect. So for the first installment of this series, the first mix was a song by the artist Batlord called In the Dead of Night. Now, one thing before we start, I had 4 hardware compressors on this mix. One on the kick, one on the snare, one on the drum bus, and one on the 2 bus, which I don't have here. So things will sound a little bit different than the final mix, but it won't be a big deal since you can listen to the mix in its final form anyway. And if I have the time to do it, I'll either make another short video showing you the differences these 4 compressors made in this mix and on each element, or I will integrate that in this video depending how long it turns out to be. In any case, links are going to be one click away. So let's hear the final mix quickly for those who are not familiar with it, and then we'll start answering your questions. Here we go.
Ghosts run free like the midnight ride. Your demons are your friends in the midnight hour. 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 In the dead of night. In the dead of night, where it's run wide. Alright. In the dead of night. In the dead of night, where it's run wide. Alright.
Okay, so that was the mix, that was the final mix. So before we start answering the questions, let's take a look at the layout of the mix. The mix had about 76 tracks at the end, and these black ones here are my groups. So we have drums, bass, guitars, lead vocals, background vocals, effects, which in this case are specifically for the vocal effects, the music, which is everything else, and the effects out, so all the other effects that are not on the vocals, and my master and mix bus tracks. 2 tracks of piano, the green ones are drums and this red snare as well. They are 18 tracks of drums and they go to the drum bus. Then we have a kick sum and a snare sum, aux buses, a drum room, which is the reverb of the whole drum kit. We have 2 tracks of bass, and then we have several different instruments like clavinets, these ones. Then we have guitars. The purple and bluish one are all guitars. So as you can see, they are like 20 or something, even more probably. They all go to the guitar bus. The blue ones are, for example, Mellotron, there's Hammonds, there's organs, and then we have the background vocals, this amber color here, and then the lead vocals, which are these red ones. Then I have my effects returns, which are these bluish tracks here, and my groups, which we've seen earlier. So let's start with the first question. I received many questions about the vocals, the effects at the beginning, and in the breakdown, I'll read some of them since I grouped them, like I said. I apologize in advance to everybody if I butcher your names. The first one is from Ruben Beckenvold. Great idea for the new video series. Thank you. I have a question about how you get that creepy effect on the vocal. And another question from Quabmas M. What did you do to the vocal at the bridge in the part around 3 minutes? What is the chain of plugins you use to get that vocal sound? So let's listen to that affected creepy vocals in solo.
Ghosts run free like the midnight rider. Your demons are your friends in the midnight hour. In the midnight hour.
So the first thing that I have to say is the artist Batlord sent me the idea. So the idea was already in the rough mix. I don't want to take credit for it. He had a great idea. I liked it. And I made my version of the effect of what he wanted to do with this vocal. So everything started with a dry vocal like this.
Ghosts run free like the midnight rider.
What did I do was to add a delay to stereoize the vocal.
Ghosts run free like the midnight rider.
And then something which is pretty cool actually is an instrument by DigiDesign that comes stock with Pro Tools and is called DB33 and is an organ. But you can run tracks through it, through the emulation of the cabinet. In order to do that, you just disregard the organ part. Here, you click on the cabinet, and here you have your controls. You can see my settings, so no reason for me to go into detail. You can take a look, and this is the result.
Ghosts run free like the midnight rider.
So from this,
Ghosts run free like the
stereo.
midnight rider. Your demons are your friends.
Which is actually a cool effect. I agree with you guys. And after this, I printed actually this effect because I don't like to leave instruments open on the project when I mix. So the end result was this.
Ghosts run free like the midnight rider.
And on these printed track, I have filters with the SSL. You can see the settings.
Ghosts run free.
And multiband compression.
Ghosts run free.
Because
like the midnight rider.
With the drive that instrument adds, the 2K range was poking out a little bit too much.
Ghosts run free like the midnight rider.
But since this one was a fake stereo vocals, I was concerned about losing the mono, losing the power of the vocals in this section. So I kept the mono vocal up here to make sure that I had mono compatibility. Now these two tracks go to some effects. There's a simple delay.
Ghosts run free
Quarters.
like the midnight rider.
There's probably a slapback delay, this one.
Ghosts run free like the midnight rider.
This one is stereo, and then I have a mono one. Let's try to solo the effects. Let's see if they are pre-fader.
Ghosts run free like the midnight rider. Your demons are your friends in the midnight hour.
So there's a lot of delays and slapback delays and stuff like that. Okay, so this was the creepy vocal effect, which is the same in the special here.
Time slows down in the dead
Take a look at the creepy vocal, the printed part, the automation. This mix is full of automations. For example, this one up here is the lead vocals, and you see all this automation for different things, sends level, volumes. So the whole mix is really full of automations. You can see here on the organs, a lot of automation. This mix is all automation. This is kick and snare automation, volumes. So that's one thing that this mix and many mixes with high track count need a lot of automation, and that's a lot of work. So this is it for this video of Ask About the Mix Q&A. I'll link the other videos here and in the info box down below. If you like this video, please click the like button, very important. Join us on Facebook and Twitter to stay in touch with us, ask questions, and be up to date with all the upcoming videos and news about the channel. Support MixBuzz TV by sharing our videos on social media, groups, personal pages, blogs. Subscribe if you haven't already, and see you next time.